That will probably include some light adjustment, but this way we can start sending out the link and the like.
Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone.
I think we could better these lights on
And that light off, yeah.
This way we can also see what our lighting looks like.
Mm-hmm. Doobie-doobie.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Doobie-doobie-doo-doo. I'm sending out links to people. Oh. You know the "you must face the gazebo alone"?
Uh-huh.
He started it.
Okay.
It has a bite. It has a bite attack that has plus 16 to hit and plus 15 to damage. A swallow whole special attack. It's a construct with cold immunity, acid, atomic, fire, electricity, and sonic resistance 10. And damage reduction.
That's not what it is about wings.
It's amusing, though.
It is amusing.
I'm also sending out links, I assure you.
Uh-huh. I believe you, I guess. So the dog is outside, so you have to live with the blankie. Because we got pizza tonight.
Mm-hmm. And doggo and pizza do not mix.
I'm probably going to trim some of this then.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Ah, yes, the house.
Hello.
Hello. She's going to continue.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
I've been wanting to play this game a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I've played bits of it because my professors at school adore it.
And I've been wanting to play it because it's apparently sort of a psychological horror. So not quite jump scary, but like spoopy.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Oh, well, that didn't happen.
I think.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Ah. Oh, by the way, R1
Is what?
the, like, grabbing thing.
Noted. Tune in to the
Inner will?
to
My mother left me
verify
a key,
company
but didn't
audio
tell me that
since
I'm
I'm in a campaign.
TRPG.
Tabletop RPG campaign right now. Sorry.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Finches.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Wild animals are here.
I think some people might have come off horses too.
Maybe.
Like, it's just a pretty horse trail. Oh, but there's a deer.
No, at least footprints.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
The house apparently knows all.
Well,
Also-
it has several generations of stuff in it.
Also-
Kind of like this house.
Can I just say that I adore the way the text just kind of is actually an object?
I just want to. Also, we need to reposition the camera.
Ah, yes. Apologies. There, now hopefully you can see both of us. Hello.
That depends on what you said.
I'll just scooch a little closer again. Let's see, where else?
I wonder what engine this thing's made with.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Gotta love this house. Like, yeah, it looks like a house generations have been living in.
This is spooky. Both are now visible.
On our camera.
Thank you.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
I've got a word for it. Spoopy.
Usually you don't think about that about the house you grew up in.
I don't know, there's a couple of spoopy things about the house I grew up in. But then again, it was also, used to be a,
Now, as a 17-year-old,
covenant.
I knew exactly what those words
Nuns
were.
lived there.
I was afraid of the house.
I love the narrative with the text in here.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Oh.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
That's spoopy. Got a good number of viewers tonight. Hello!
Well, it's a Friday. A lot of people like to pseudo watch streams and listen a bit.
I got one last link to send out. Well, actually make that two. I just thought of another place.
Huh. Side door with... It looks like an old sealed up pet door. Aha!
You found a way in?
Crawling
Yep.
through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
It's nice to listen when trying to relax.
After a
A
week's work.
worth of hard work. Yeah, you relax. It's gonna be a very relaxing, spoopy time. Totally not horrific or scary in any way.
Yeah, tell me about it. I am so
For the
behind
first
on
time
this.
in years, I felt like I was home.
See, it may be spoopy in here.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
That's sad. Okay, so that's Dawn, Edith, Eddie, Lewis. And since this is what remains of Edith Finch, she's going to be very important.
I think she's Edith. I think our character is Edith.
Oh, that would make sense. Okay, wait, there was a poem on the fridge. Or did you read it already? Oh, it's not a poem. It's a memorial
probably the
notice.
dad's memorial thing.
Oh, sad.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Good kitty.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Okay. Links sent out. Now I can pay better attention.
Someone was in a wheelchair.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Oh. Great-grandma, huh? A lot of books.
Yeah.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth.
That would be called hyperdontia.
I was gonna say, I know that sensation because it comes in photography when someone smiles too widely or fake smiles. They
Even
show
the
too much of their
fireplace
teeth.
had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Wonder if there's anything. Oh, the text went up the fireplace.
Well, yeah.
Can we crouch? Maybe see if there's something in the fire? Wonder if those are legitimate pictures.
Maybe. It's not like you see most of these characters. There's
Sure.
nothing.
Oh.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Hello.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
It's a haunting melody.
We've been kind of well trained for music boxes to sound creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I find it interesting that their photos, like, this is just one of the photos, and it has her name. Looks like she's a director or something.
I think that's the idea. That appears to be a director's chair. Someone liked to, what's the word for taxidermy bugs?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Like packing peanuts. Lots and lots of packing peanuts.
Tells you they didn't fully pack.
Yeah,
There's the whole, there was someone in a wheelchair in this house thing again.
yeah.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
There's so many books here.
Such beautiful levels.
I like the level design.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Great Uncle Walter liked fish. Dude, this is an awesome bedroom. Hello.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
It works to that?
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Oh yeah, we
Now
talked
it was
about
time
this
to
one.
find out what my mom had been afraid
Oh, yeah.
of.
We talked about this one in my level design class.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
It's a cat.
Because we talked about how like it could just be like you press a button and the wall moves, but unlocking the book, opening up the fake book, pulling the lever is way cooler.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you feel smart because you notice that it's locked.
Yeah.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan,
I really didn't.
but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
I liked that. This is a really pretty bedroom. Like, it's small and awesome.
Yeah. It's small, but there's a lot
I
to
got
it.
the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
She drew cat ears on herself.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner.
So
I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
I think there is some variability in the order you can hit some of this.
Okay.
Because when we played this, because this is the demo,
Yeah.
but when we played this in class for a while, we didn't get this far.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. I'm not gonna start out super creepy. Oh, it's nice to know that I have a bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Can't leave your own room.
Which it doesn't feel as cruel if the kid has a bathroom in their room.
Mm-hmm. Especially when, like, you'll notice this room feels a lot bigger now because you're shorter and smaller.
Though in all honesty, they probably just upscaled the room.
Probably.
Ooh.
Stuff like that's hard to do.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
She has the best way to store her Halloween candy.
In a pumpkin.
There's the trigger for the door handle.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
I'm hungry.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
We just ate that poor gerbil's carrot. Where is the gerbil?
Yeah, I was gonna say, the gerbil's not here.
Maybe the gerbil ran away some time ago. Maybe that's why she's locked in the room. She let her gerbil go and lost it, and so she's timeout punishment. Still, I don't approve of necessarily locking a kid. They thought about
I
it.
thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Well, that was nice of you.
Don't eat your goldfish.
Let's get so turned around in first person. Although it's not the same as getting lost. I don't feel lost.
You just get turned around.
I
where
kept
everything-
eating and eating.
Toothpaste. Ugh.
I'm really hungry.
I ate a lot of things that night.
That
Those
is
are-
directly poisonous.
Yeah. Maybe they're actually styrofoam. In which case, that's still not good. Someone got in your room.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly,
You're the
I was a
cat.
cat.
Yep, you went from being a little girl to a cat. Get used to it. It's gonna get crazier from here.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
This makes me think of cat lateral damage. Okay, so we know this is sometime close to Christmas.
Yes, December 15th.
Oh, duh. Yeah, she outright told us the date.
Yeah, because it's her diary.
Yeah.
Jump scare.
December 13th, 1970...
37, I think.
Oh, 37.
Or 73. I don't know. We'll probably get to see it again if we want.
I think it was 73 because I don't... 37 would be...
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Days asleep. You have a collar on, obviously, because you're Jingle.
Uh-huh. That's where I need to get to next. Some capacity. This helps mark the player path.
Mm-hmm. Use a cat. You can jump good. There you are.
Bird's like, oh my god, stop.
I jumped
Meanwhile,
and I
you as
almost
cat
got
are
one.
like, I'm hungry. I like this music. So what happened so far? We're reading a book by Edith Finch, who is the titular character.
At least we're pretty sure that's what's going on there. Basically, this little girl's hungry, so she went out the window to chase a bird and changed into a
I
cat.
could tell she was getting really tired.
Where'd she go? There she went.
Mm-hmm.
She blends in
Now I
well.
was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
I was hungry. But yeah, we went into a big old house that's filled with so many books, so many. And we can tell that everyone left this house in a hurry.
And it's
then
December 13th in this diary.
I gobbled her up.
and then fell
Suddenly,
and fell.
I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
The little teeth.
Rabbits.
Darn it.
You were off.
I started too soon.
But yeah, important to note, we are currently not the perspective of the character that we started with.
I imagined
perspective-
his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
And apparently our
Flew off
mouth
my
is actually over here somewhere. Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of cool because clearly they just have sets of tiles. So you can keep going until you catch what you're
A
supposed to.
mama rabbit.
Another rabbit. You can do it.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I
No,
couldn't
the camera's
stop
just to the
eating.
side a little.
So we're seeing through one eye.
Suddenly, I was a shark.
I guess this is my favorite part.
Shark, and you start.
We both played played the demo at PlayStation Experience like what, 3 years ago?
Yeah, it would have been
3 years ago.
Yeah, it would have been.
As I know, I've been desperately looking forward to this game at least a year before it came out. Sharky says, I don't want to be stuck on a tree.
Sharky gets stuck on a couple of trees on the way down. Shark hit tree. Wait, what?
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
It's perfectly clear.
That is exactly
I
what.
was hungrier than ever.
See, it's perfectly clear. First, we were an older girl. Then we became her younger sister. Then we became a cat. Then we were an owl.
Clearly
And now we're a shark.
lived here.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Where?
I love that animation.
Tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Okay, where's my blood trail?
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Where is it that we live that there are cats and birds and owls and seals?
Monterey would do it.
Okay, fair.
And there's kelp. This could easily be Monterey. I did think the
Except for
garbage.
the snow.
Near mountains. I thought the garbage tins looked very California. Of course, I think they're based here. It's also cool is the studio that published this is actually known for indie movies.
Neat.
And a lot of those companies are starting to do more games, too.
Come here, Sealy.
How dare you turn?
You're an exceptionally good swimmer for having
That
only
got
one
tight.
flipper left.
When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
I love this bit.
We're a tentacle now.
I like to assume we're an octopus. Yeah, because I moved the tentacle forward,
And then drag yourself.
and then I pressed the action button.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Wait, so the girl turned into a shark and girl married a seal?
She ate the seal.
She ate the seal. She was hungry. And she didn't just brutally murder a seal. First she brutally murdered a mama bird, and then she brutally murdered some rabbits, then she brutally murdered the seal and then ate it.
Yeah, I mean, is it really brutal murder if you eat it? It's hard to turn this way doing this. Just gonna point it out. I want to eat people's.
Oh yes, yes it is. It's still murder.
Are you a vegetarian?
Well, if you murder a person and then eat them, it's still murder.
I think at that point the crime drops to cannibalism.
It's still murder. It's murder and then cannibalism. A carnivore's day job is murder, but plenty of omnivores moonlight murder.
Fair
I was
enough.
big, but I moved real quiet.
Hi there.
Besides, she's not a human right now, so it's okay.
We just straight up ate that guy.
She's not a human right now, it's fine.
Also, the music got a lot louder.
Well, that's because it's cutting out of that.
We should fix that.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Yeah, that sounds like life as a kid.
Mm-hmm. And it's, what do you do with a drunken sailor? I got an idea what to do with a drunken sailor.
Already put a lobster down his bridges. Oh yeah, this one. I know this lyric. I'll note I don't have to press action for her to eat it.
Yep, you just have to touch it with the tentacle.
Although I do like the general mechanic that I'm like.
Maybe stop arguing with myself. Don't make me turn this tentacle around. Wait, is there a person over there? Nope.
Yeah, I just got. My turn didn't work out quite right. It's hard to move when you're like a tentacle that then drags the rest of you.
You think you'd have at least. You'd have more than one tentacle at least. Hey there, sailor. How you doing?
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
And now we're swimming
I
tentacles.
slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
So smooth here though.
Well, you just ate 3 dudes. You got your strength up. And
Hey, look.
we just came out of toilet.
I got closer and closer.
Hello.
All of my stomach started growling.
All 12 of them.
And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
You just had to write it that way, didn't you? Okay, so that was the diary of Molly Finch.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Yep. There's Miss Edith. Oh, gotta close that book.
Gotta close it. What? Did I just hear a kitty?
Yep.
Yeah. It's a cat.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Oh.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Saving.
I think it pretty much saves her.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Oh.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Newspaper clipping dragon kills Finch.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
So yeah, those of you who joined after the start, basically,
It's as confusing as it seems.
yeah.
Her room was like a museum.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking 1937 was right. See?
Yeah. Odin.
1880, 1937.
It's another book.
The Mysteries of Death and the Hereafter by Odin Finch. Oh, I bet that was her husband or something.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune
There you go.
and misfortune.
Try the action button.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
So that's the house, the original house. that
Odin's
sank.
daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, she inherited this house. All the bedrooms are sealed up.
Mm-hmm.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
My god, pink shag carpeting even.
You know, carpet in bathrooms is not my favorite.
Shag toilet seat cover. Hello. There's a secret in the bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
That's cute.
Someone went through a lot of effort to make that. What's that say? Kaylin Finch.
Sven gave Sam
United
the old
States.
camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
That explains why they have so many photos.
Mm-hmm. Can you take the camera? Probably not.
They're pretty good about marking. I feel like I should be able to go this way, but no.
No, because there's a tub there.
So many trigger
What the?
points. Nice.
Someone was into space. The bed says Fort Calvin. Fort Sam.
See, Sam's is the one with all the photos.
And, looks like into hunting or something.
Into space.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Huh.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Calvin, 1982.
1981.
Let me get closer so I can read. 1950 to 1981.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh, I've seen this one too.
Looks like 50 to 61. Oh, so we only lived to be 11 years old.
That makes more sense.
You have to use a separate button to swing your other leg?
Yes.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, We swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Uh-oh.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
Old myth that you can do a complete circle in a...
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Whoa.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I think most kids have tried that.
Yeah, I know, I certainly have.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Oh yeah, it did stop at 61. Soldier and the Spaceman.
Yep.
Oh, there's something hidden back.
Oh yeah, I've seen this one too.
Collapsible books.
Like I said, my professor, I have two professors who adore this game. This was another one we looked at for level design.
Yeah. So, clearly, someone in this family really loves books and puzzles. Or at least hidden compartments.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
I gotta go to this one.
Halloween pumpkin.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
My friend Bigfoot. Okay, so she was in a movie. Barbara French.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Oh. Barb Street. That's a lot. Is that an old moldy birthday cake?
Yes.
Ew. It's been there for God only knows how many years.
Well, I'm sure when we find out about when she died, it'll make sense.
Dreadful stories.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
Oh.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
Tab?
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned.
That's
So
a clever
Barbara
way
went to
of
look for him.
telling you how to do things.
She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Her dad is a Resident Evil level designer.
Yeah, pretty much.
This does kind of feel like a level design from
Rick's
like Resident Evil
And
7.
imagine the worst.
It's a blood trail.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Oh, that's the table saw that he got injured on.
Okay, I can actually kind of see how you'd fall into that.
Especially with all this junk around. This is not the most,
Well, that was Edith's comment right away. That there was... That was like the house had too much.
mm-hmm.
Ah, flickering light. That was
The
good.
fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to open that.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah!
Oh dear.
Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Okay, so apparently we need to find that set of curtains.
I figured we start by going upstairs.
Probably. Okay. Ah, Walter.
Walter, are you there?
There's the curtains.
Nope, and that controls my camera.
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Okay.
Oh, we know there's secret passages.
We'll probably need this secret passage later. Good music. Captures the sort of a Tales from the Crypt parody thing going on here. Okay, that was funny. Oh, here we go.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Of course.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Smack him.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
This house reminds me of the, reminds me of the Winchester Mansion. You just kind of hovered there for a second. Wait, what the?
Man had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Well, there's already an apparent killer in your house. How much worse are you gonna make it?
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Of course, the whispers were coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
Oh.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard. another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Hello, knockoff, Crypt Keeper.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Well, that certainly had the Halloween spirit to it. Back in we go.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm. Up to the right is where we want to go.
Yes.
Back in the hallway.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
A power
Mom must have
strength.
locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Your mother locked this place down hardcore.
Except for all the ways to get in it.
Yeah. Well, she locked the front door and the back door, just not the pet door. Or the windows. But yeah, it looks like she took...
It's funny. All those times I played with the
home to
music box and
everything.
never found the basement key.
That's what I was just thinking.
What happens if you do that on a brand new game? First thing, I wonder.
I don't know if it would let you.
Maybe. Wait, look at that door again? Right behind you?
I know.
So that door is both cocked shut and has some sort of heavy-duty thing
Edie
put
told
on
me
it.
once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
That's not creepy.
The library is probably where it's gonna end.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
It's getting later in the evening as we play. Wish we had a flashlight or something. It's getting dark in this. Like I said, it's a spoopy sort of game.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
So she's had at least one in her life.
Well, most people have.
Really? I thought tetanus shot was one type of shot you only got if you actually got jabbed with a rusty thing.
No, you're supposed to have it before you get a chance to get jabbed with a rusty thing.
Ah,
I've had several.
fair enough.
Because it doesn't last forever.
Nope, you get
TDAP. And then boosters.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Christmas presents?
So what?
The cellar space is spoopy.
Sellers typically are.
thing in this whole house.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
I'm gonna note this still has power.
Yeah. Despite past due bills from 7 years ago.
Well,
sounds like there's a generator on site.
I also think you're a generator.
But who would have turned it on?
I remember asking Mom
It would have
once
been
about
running
when
for
we
7
were gone.
years.
Oh. I was wondering about Walter.
She said after Barbara died, he got
Kid.
as far away as he could.
It's a fallout shelter.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
And you came back to this place. It's a window in front of a picture.
He lived a long time.
Yep.
Goodbye,
2005.
everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive the evening. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
It can't beach his hole.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Okay, 1976.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Monster on the other side of the door.
And then
Okay,
one
so
day,
there's a literal
everything
monster
just
somewhere.
stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Well, if the family left suddenly.
Could be whatever that tinfoil thing was.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
We haven't found out what happened to
Whatever's
Calvin
out there,
yet.
I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Okay,
going to
never.
appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
And he got hit by a train?
Yep.
Damn. At least he didn't go by the monster.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
So that's why she wasn't
I'm sure
allowed
my
in the
mom was
basement.
trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Well, there's the hole he made.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
That's...
Trash pit.
yeah.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2. I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
A memorial for Walter.
Or should stay on these tracks.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
You're getting close to the ocean.
But I thought you should know about your family.
Your family?
Maybe 2.
And the history you're a part of.
Very hesitant to go walking into the ocean. Curious what was up with that pier over there, but this feels very finale-wise, but I swear there's got to be more that we haven't.
There's a lot more
and
house.
retreat we haven't been through.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Kinda.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Let's back up to the house.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Oh, we're going to the cemetery.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Yeah, I know.
Wait a minute. Furby?
Furby.
Furby. Okay. For a second I was
Sven
like...
built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Yeah, you do last a lot longer.
Yeah.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Why is there a light on in it?
It's a light to let ships know there's a thing there.
Okay.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Sad.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Someone built a tree patio.
Yeah, we were jumping on it.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Wait, what?
That's what I thought. She was writing this for her kid.
Okay. That does make sense.
Hence, maybe 2.
Hmm.
Oh, yep. Baby bump.
That would explain the I thought it was just an odd angle. Oh, when we looked down earlier. to your left.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
You could say that again.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
That's one of the reasons people take pictures. We'll worry about that later. Later you do.
We're checking out the bedroom more. Hello.
Yeah, I saw that. It just... Oh, that makes sense.
Series of photographs.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
That would be true.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
I think that's her in the front seat.
Not quite.
What?
Perfect.
Yes, I actually have to zoom in and
It's
out.
gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
You're taking a picture of. Oh.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
Odin Finch National
I'm
Park.
gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
Need water.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
That's a nice little island. Clearly it wants you to take a picture of something. Question is
Definitely
what?
should not have drunk all that coffee.
I know that feeling.
Bird.
Aw.
She's following the bird too.
Huh. Can't zoom in any further.
That said, they clearly brought me to this island in terms of review.
Yeah. Maybe that little thing in the back? No? What do you think, guys? What do you think it is that they're wanting us to take a picture of?
This keeps looking like a skull to me, the way that tree is rendered.
Yeah.
See, she's doing lots of shooting.
Trees.
gotta have something to do with that blueberry. So it's the one thing that, as far as I can tell,
Now you're just randomly taking shots.
no, I'm actually just trying buttons to see if anything changes.
Are we supposed to take a photo of?
So I thought if we could turn all the way around, she's supposed to actually accidentally get a good view of her dad. Well, because that's one of the few things that's changed.
Nothing quite like being
Oh,
Yep.
there he is.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
Does it sound like I'm done? Oop. Hey!
That's a keeper.
I was right.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Like whatever's on that stump.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
Fish.
Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail with deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that...
Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty worthy buck.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just... Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don!
Wow.
Wow.
Well, I noticed the trigger was at the same time.
Crying. Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
Ah.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
So the buck was still alive and...
Or in death throes.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
There's a leaf that says K on that. Taxidermied kitten. Seems like he's an army and hunting kind of guy.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Kay. Nothing to interact with, though.
I have the feeling he probably did his own taxidermy, too.
Probably.
Which would kind of make the cat...
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
harder to see things.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They both lost a lot.
Hello. Oh. Oh, this is gonna be sad. I mean, they're all sad, but...
Dawn? I'm gonna know Dawn's the one without.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Alright, let's go investigate the baby.
Oop. Names in league probably mean marriage or something.
That's sort of what I was thinking. Oh,
Dear
look,
Kay,
divorce contract.
do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Control the duck with a frog.
I'm controlling the frog.
So you are.
Back time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Each character gets a different font.
Hello?
I've realized that.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
Bubbles.
I wonder what he saw.
Overall, he's seen duckies.
Yeah, he's not saying.
Do you have to do something with the drain, or?
Oh.
Whoa.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
Oh. This is really entertaining, but it's going to be horribly depressing when it goes wrong.
It sure made him happy.
The whale is moving.
Party in the bathtub, guys. This pretty much looks like what what my bath times look like. Yeah, except more Barbies in mine, you know.
Mine had color-changing teacups. Because I was fascinated by color-changing stuff with warm water. Not because I wanted a tea set. I think if you want to get up to whatever that
I know.
it is,
I now kind of see my target.
the radio. Oh.
I know how silly it sounds.
No, it was bubble bath.
Oh. Okay.
But I worried about a baby being too happy.
Jump on it, see if you can make more bubbles.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Okay, you're still the froggy.
It's a little harder to make now because we can't swim.
I wish he could have told us.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's where I thought it was going. That's where I figured this was going to go.
Oh, but I can jump so
There's
high
so
now.
much I don't understand. About Gregory. About everything.
Gregory is the frog now. You gonna swim through the O?
No. Actually, I'm still figuring out the controls.
You know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Was that from the controller?
Yep.
For those of you who didn't hear that, the controller just riveted.
We've seen at least part of Dom's story.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Ah, the words become a kite tail.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Okay.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
It's gonna storm and he's gonna get struck by lightning.
That would be impressive, though, with rope string.
Fair enough. Also, that kite should totally be grounded.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't be as fun to play.
There.
Oh.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Of course. Well, that's what I would call an electrifying wedding. Oh, there it is.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
There may still be a storm.
Just watch the kite roll.
There we go. Oh, I'm like...
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Oh, you grabbed the chairs and stuff.
I am the storm.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Oh boy. I wish that.
Oh. Yo, he probably didn't get struck by lightning.
You got...
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't. until we found you. She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's Teenage Rebellion.
Yep, Mohawk.
And dyed hair.
Mm-hmm.
Greg, be a baby.
Yeah, pretty much.
They did some serious stuff.
Raise flag, breakfast,
Well, look at
quiet
the
time.
routine.
Yeah. Jump rope.
They did some serious workout.
Well, it would make sense if their father was a military guy.
Wow, the store is super sealed.
Not all of them have been sealed that much. The library's the one that was super duper sealed, and I wonder if there's something inside the block house thing. Because if I were gonna hide another secret passage, nope.
Well, a blockhouse though can be easily taken down.
Fair.
I'd put in one of these lockers.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
This is the only one that's open.
Wait a minute. Is there a... Oh, no, that's Gregory.
Even Gregory had one.
Okay, where are we supposed to go then?
Whoa! God,
What
that
is it?
fan freaks me out for some reason. And like,
It looked like a face for a second.
It did, and I noticed last time it was a fan too.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know there's some manner of nasty beast roaming around.
Or they just refer to the curse as a beast.
Maybe.
Well, now we know who Kay was.
Yeah. Kay was Sam's ex-wife.
Hey, could you turn on the water pot? I'm gonna need more water very soon. I have to stay super hydrated for first-person games because they make me sick. This one's not too bad, but... There might be more outside I can explore. But I feel like this room should connect to something.
Just wandering around a spooky house. Not sure where to go.
Might need to go back outside, but I thought I'd double check in here one last time. Because you can circle a lot of this house from outside.
Mm-hmm. Usually there's a prompt leading to where you're supposed to go. Hello?
Rock climbing wall.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Walter went as far as he could get.
Oh, that
which was
explains
just
why
in
there's
the
no
room.
mattress on Dawn's bed.
She moved up here.
Well, actually, that could be a really pretty view.
Yeah. And we're gonna go out there.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Wait, there's something on...
Yeah, there's more.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Cute.
She kept the last name, though. What's that on her, calendar?
Hmm?
There's something circled.
Probably a date. Fly to India.
Ah.
Pack, fly to India.
Lewis was born a year later.
So pretty.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Milton.
It all has little gardens.
And to see kids in the house again.
Was Milton's just a bunch of buckets?
Well, you gotta remember, it's whatever they were, they're kind of...
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Especially since you kept sealing off bedrooms.
Yeah, they were reusing bedrooms in this house.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Actor fiction board. Looks like they were homeschooled.
Yeah, looks like.
For a while, at least. Then again, this place seems pretty
but it
nice.
didn't last.
Lots more books.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
So Edie kept building onto it.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Yep, there's our unfinished Swan reference.
The
frog. Yep, this whole place is kind of looks like an unfinished Swan reference.
Yeah.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
This might even be music out of Unfinished Swan. Yep.
So this is the Unfinished Swan reference room.
Or a slight remix of the main theme from Unfinished Swan. It makes me very happy. I love Unfinished Swan. That's why I wanted to play this game so badly.
I've never played Unfinished Swan.
Okay, that looks like a hint as to kind of what I should do next. I feel like I know I'm on the road. Well, I am. It's just tiny in here.
Well, it's a kid's place.
There we go.
There we
Found
go.
the trigger.
Just gotta get closer to it. Yep.
Yep, and paint splatters.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Yep, and there's the King's Thing.
It's a flip book, isn't it?
Yep. Whoa.
Flip book within a flip book.
That was weird.
I suppose it's
I
a
was
reference
four
to
when
how
Milton
he just
disappeared.
vanished.
Yeah, he just painted his own door and left.
Further on up the house we go. Why do I get the feeling that this entire house is going to collapse and slide into the ocean?
Go visit its previous house.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
That is clearly your mother's response to everything.
Yeah.
Yep, and there's the balloon you take in Unfinished Swan.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
I tell you. Right.
Just think away.
But now that we know she's pregnant, I can see why she doesn't want to just like leap around everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
And look, there's a swan weather vane on top of it.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Right. She mentioned that earlier.
Not gonna look in the people? Usually there's a bit of dialogue with something. It's a boat!
I can almost feel her going, yep, this is a great idea.
Lewis's room smelled
Hookah.
very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Yeah.
Cool room, though.
Yeah. Like, I dig the black light and the neon signs. He sat on a exercise ball for a chair.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Wait, he's on a boat.
Fish.
He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself.
Careful you don't lose your hand.
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Is that the key to the basement?
wander.
Oh.
Oh, hello.
I asked him to describe it.
So you have to move the fish and
He said he started small.
navigate the maze.
Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved.
Well, I didn't see
Bats. And toads.
it. You go through that dead place. Yep, you have to.
Whoa.
Dinosaur bone. No way. Dragon.
Yeah, we already know someone was killed by a dragon.
And things that have not names.
Edie's, husband was killed by the dragon slide. You're really concentrating on the fish.
No, actually, I'm just doing it right when they land.
He knew it was all in his head.
I'm just best part of the point is actually I'm not paying that much attention to the fish.
Oh, cutting the fish in reality, cut the fish in your imagination.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
He's an adventurer.
But he found something more.
Oh, yeah, it makes this more complicated.
I worried about him then.
That's the idea.
Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Oh dear. This sounds bad.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
Did I get her?
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Wait a minute, I think this is a reference to another game. Okay, go that way.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Guy needs to work on his
He built
naming.
the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
It's also getting harder to see what I'm doing. Cannery.
Yeah. He's gonna get his hand cut off.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band.
Yeah, look, his hand is all...
Well, his hand's been splattered in blood since the beginning.
No, I
He was
mean,
always
not
humming.
blood splattered, I mean it's like splaying out, like lazily.
Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Fish.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
St. Louis.
He started drifting away from our reality.
Actually, they're thinking of including basically obsessive daydreaming.
Minneapolis,
And the
until one day he
psychiatric-
forgot to go home from the cannery.
Oh.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Oh, that's why that part was blocked out.
So he should literally be home right now.
Mm-hmm. He's not supposed to still be working.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Oh, that was a path choice.
Oh.
What do you do?
So you could choose who he heard rumors about. Handsome queen or a handsome king. Neat.
The queen was on her own quest for
Sinister serpents or radiant rainbows.
radiant rainbows.
Either way, this
By the
isn't
way,
good.
you are totally out of camera by now.
I can't read what the options are, though.
He followed the sound of her
Electric sitar or silver harp.
silver harp.
Also, yeah, the islands are made of pages.
Awesome. Go, get back to the notes.
Yes, continue this man's
His
fantasy.
chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
That's classic. It's a lot of fairy tales where they have to find
Even
that
then,
palace.
his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Yeah, that's what I've been guessing in
He was so
Wikipedia.
proud of having created it.
Let's just cutting off his
In
hand
his
would not
own
terribly
eyes,
kill him.
he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Oh.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
This looks like the cannery. Yep.
He began to forget the world we know.
No, this longer right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was gonna say just chopping off his hand wouldn't kill him.
Yeah.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Mm-hmm.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Oh. Okay, I get what's happening.
You gotta walk up the stairs to the left, I betcha. Look down upon yourself. Oh, the hat so that you can't see his face. Okay. I think you have to walk up the... Oh, I see where this is going. I see where this is going.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. palace would be packed with his companions.
Which are all faceless. Can you move forward? I mean, you're automatically moving forward.
Including the wise Calico who insisted on advising me.
The wise Calico. So we're back on the cat again.
Oh no, that's the cat that was stuck.
And its collar says Molly.
We knew they named that cat.
Nice little details of
His
consistency.
queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Yeah.
I like the touch that's clearly a kitty.
And the crown's a
Rest I think you
can.
know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
So
That
that's
makes
what
sense.
happened to
She
your
could only,
brother.
well, she could probably only say all that after he was dead.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
So the one we haven't really gone to is Edie.
Edie and Dawn. I mean, we've gotten pieces of Dawn's story.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
I know the feel. What?
Nothing.
Yeah, just get me more water.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, he didn't chop off his hand. We were all a little wrong there.
Water's gotta reheat. We waited long enough that it got cold again.
Oh, doubtful that.
Huh?
Doubtful that.
Did I just forget to start it?
Most likely.
Okay.
Because when it's hot, it stays hot for a while.
Alright, well. It'll heat up soon enough.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She
Right.
waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Right, because that's when they left. Well, these are all the stories of how they died, so...
I wish we'd stayed.
Missing in-person messages, packing peanuts.
But I understand why we left.
Wait,
What?
there was text that's, I think, over top that box. Nope, it was just the lamp.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
This was your room.
But it
All
had
the
to
way
end
up.
one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Your room's very pretty.
A feather?
Yep.
A pen.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
So why is the power on now?
When my mom said the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
A generator.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
Secret passage into the library.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Fish and selfish.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your story. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Which explains why they left before finishing.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh dear.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
Like text floating in the air.
Oh dear. Animals are very symbolic in this game.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain.
Is this live? Yes, it
but
is.
that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
I'm not.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Oh.
The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Oh.
After that, we moved around a lot.
She got in the habit of
We
wearing
both tried to make
hand
the best of it.
Can you control that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. That's a nice touch.
A few years went by.
Maybe the action button?
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
Oh.
The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while. And then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
I'll put it on
I
my
hope you'll never see
YouTube
it.
later. And probably cut out the beginning bit where we were just getting set up.
Yeah.
I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Oh.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
I did notice the lilies right away.
So she had a boy.
Right, and the name continued because she probably wasn't married. Man, I really wanted to finish the grandma story.
Yeah, I too. Story by Giant Sparrow.
For Shirley Dallas.
Passed away 2013.
Aww.
So this is how they're doing the credits, huh? Achievement.
Congrats, you finished the game achievement.
I think that's the only achievement we got all game.
Yeah, and I imagine there are more.
I really want to finish the grandma's story. I wonder if it's
I think
possible
that's-
to go to the library and find it.
Well, I'm also wondering if that's like theoretically part of why the kid's there. Bury mom at the house and then go find it.
Mm-hmm. So you never find out if there really is a monster or if it's just everyone...
I think it's just everyone in this family dies of a weird coincidence.
No one seems to die of natural causes in this family.
Well, sickness is plenty natural.
Well...
Huh.
Thanks, Johnson?
Johan.
Wonder what that was an achievement for.
Probably getting to a certain point of credits.
Without skipping. This was...
But I like watching credits.
Yeah.
Murasaki Baby did that too. You get a reward for actually seeing through the whole credits. That said, they purposely stretched it out.
Well,
but the song is beautiful, so...
This is also being stretched out.
What's the froggy? I liked that one because, like, you had a couple ideas how it would go. Same with the Lewis one. But you're not, like, quite sure. You're like, okay, I mean, around all this heavy machinery and daydreaming, clearly a bad idea.
I wonder if it's implied that Milton vanished into the Unfinished Swan.
I do think that was the main character's name in Unfinished Swan. I think it was Milton. But, well, it hasn't been that long. I had my cousin playing it recently, but...
I should play it at some point.
I have it for PS3, PS4, and Vita. I was at a point where I could do one of the levels just flat out blind for a while. The last time I had my cousin play, I was like laying on the ground after just an hour or so, like, I'm dying.
Well, sorry we haven't been real talkative, but this game clearly had a story to tell, and we kind of just wanted to let it tell it.
It's a lot more interesting than I played a little bit of Gone Home, and this is a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Gone Home was, what little I played was really boring.
I hear that about Gone Home. Like
I get walking sims.
And Gone Home apparently has like a really weak twist or something.
But this, I mean, the fact that you're getting that narration throughout it really helps, and being able to look through peepholes and just the level design itself. This house is inherently very interesting.
Yeah, with all the secret passages getting around and everything.
Yeah, also gonna note 5-year development.
Yeah. The end. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning.
Well, there's that at least. Because they're tied together. It's a cool way to do it.
Interesting. Well,
that's that, guys!
I wonder... Not a Gone Home fan, and either, but this looks interesting. Well, I wonder if she knew that she wasn't going to live to see her kid grow up or something.
It doesn't seem to be this family's lot for the most part, unless you're Edie.
And Edie...
And I think, too, like, when you have a kid, I think you just get more tempted to think about it. So, yeah, that's what remains of Edith Finch. If you haven't played Unfinished Swan, I highly suggest that as well, by Giant Sparrow Games. Those are the only 2 games they've done so far as I know, certainly for PlayStation. But they're both really good. This definitely got to me, and yeah, I could definitely see a replayability just because there's so much.
There's a lot to it.
And I do kind of want to see if we can't find a way to get into the library and find the missing pieces or something.
And this game starts out making you think that it's going to be really scary, but...
See, I never got that. You're like, oh, it's scary, it's all... And I'm like...
It's spoopy.
I'm like, eh. Yeah, I mean, it's spooky, but it's not. It was like I never got the impression it was any form of horror.
I got really strong horror vibes, especially from Molly's story being the demo. Oh, and the way she ends it with, I know I'm going to be delicious.
Yeah, maybe it's because I've played another game by them before, too.
Maybe.
Like, you do learn different designers' kind of language.
True,
for sure.
But I got real strong horror vibes from the beginning of it.
I never did. Ever.
I was convinced it was a horror game from the minute we tried the demo, years ago.
No.
Okay. Well,
but then again, my brain works funny. So, yeah.
Well,
I don't tend to interpret things the same way as other people.
Well, playing as a tentacle actively eating people. That is pretty horrific.
So it would be a lot scarier if you were trying to avoid the tentacle. I think that's why I didn't feel like horror. When you're the monster, it's not horror.
I thought it was because she was talking about how she wanted to stop, but she also didn't.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we don't need to have this debate on the stream. You guys are welcome to have it on your own. Because we're just gonna get into we just interpret things differently, which I'm really used to. And not just with him. It's not a him thing. That's like all the time. You should see me in a literature class.
I've seen her around her friends often enough to know that it's not just me.
So yeah, I know for some of you it's super late. So
you can have that discussion on your own time.
So, especially I know for Casey Drake, it's gotta be getting pretty late.
Yeah, because it's,
And I still haven't gotten my tea, so, and we have cookie here.
I will get you your tea.
So, we're gonna be doing that. So, have a good night. This should be up on YouTube in a day or two. Usually I haven't done this, but I'm gonna try and download it from Twitch, and then cut off that beginning bit.
Twitch should have a way to do
I think
a
it
highlight
does.
thing.
I just haven't done it.
Anyways, happy Halloween season, everyone.
Yep. Spoopy games. Also, this is currently on sale. I should mention that. That's why I went ahead and finally picked it up. I was too broke when it came out. Its base price is only $20, but it's on a little bit of sale for the first week of the Halloween sales on the PSN. And I will just mention it because it's the other game I got. If you have a PS3 or a PSP or a PS Vita, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver is also on sale. It should be the same username as on my Twitch. So it's Lassie Hanamore. And he does a lot more streaming than I do, but I'm starting to do more, partially because I am learning game design right now. And that makes me more interested to talk at least about that aspect.
Yeah. I stream every Monday and Wednesday. I do mostly RPGs, though.
Thank you, Casey.
Yeah.
He's more talkative than I normally am.
There's a space between the N and the K, though.
That should be enough to find it, though.
Yeah, that's enough. You search for the two of us, you'll find us.
Yeah, and
we have kind of uncommon
names. We subscribe to each other, and if you look at the Tales of Zestiria one, I've linked to the ones I did with him. So once you find one of us, you'll find both. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye bye. We love you all.
That is the options button. All the time, I tell you. All the time.
Let me get you your